What's going on YouTube? It's your boy T Jones bringing you the good, the bad, and the oh so ugly once again. The question I get asked a lot is, do you want to get signed to a record label? Glad you asked. And the answer for me is always, at one point, I wanted to get signed. At one point when I was younger, like in high school, I wanted to get signed. I mean, really, I take that back. I always wanted my own record label. Even growing up as a kid, I wanted my own. Growing up, I wanted my own label. Even through, even in high school, how everybody used to all my artist friends used to all make up my own labels and whatnot. And that was always the goal of having your own. That was at the age we was at the age we were, 16, 17, we was all like, we don't really want to get signed. We always want to be like that, such and such / LaFace / so Def, that kind of stuff. But I was never really against getting signed. But now that I got older and seeing the game for what it is now, I'm kind of like, I want to do like a partnership type thing. And for me, when it comes to labels, if the deal is right, if the circumstances is right, and I'm in the right, everything is like, it got to be just right for me to do it. So, sign to a label, but I'm not for, but I'm not against. Only if the circumstances is right, because when I've heard, there's something that sticks with me to this day that Left Eye said, and it was on Behind the Music. I think it was before she passed. She was talking about all that money they made and they were still broke, and she broke it down how they made all that money, but they was broke. Then you hear the New Edition story that came out about 2 years ago, how when they finally got that big check and they didn't read their contracts, right? And they had like 35, 45 cents, whatever and their parents was mad, and the label was like, did you read your contract? Knowing damn well, people weren't reading contracts. All they saw was dollar signs. And that's how they rope you in. Because a lot of people don't read their contracts, or they don't get a good enough lawyer to read the contracts, or whatever the case may be. And then when the financial stuff finally come back, you only stuck with you get a check in the mail, or the direct deposit hit, you get a check for $20.49. You like, I thought I sold 1 million records. I thought I had all these. Yeah, but did you read the contract? You know what I mean? Did you read the contract? You didn't? All right. But I didn't. But you signed it. You signed it. You should have read it. And that's always, the sneaky stuff they put in there, the way they word it, and they'll say the same thing 5 times, but word it 5 different ways. You know what I mean? They'll word it like 5 different ways. And that's why you got to get a lawyer. I mean, I put it this way. Just to get a good lawyer to read it, it don't cost that much. It ain't going to set you back too much. I think I heard somewhere before where that's how JoJo got. She didn't read her contract where she got screwed over, and I tried to tell a buddy of mine, like, bro, you got to read these contracts, man. And I get at the time, some people don't have the money to afford a lawyer or whatever the case may be. But that's the thing that scares me about record labels. And then I see people like when a few years ago when Wayne was trying to fight out of I think he was trying to get out the contract with with Cash Money. And like on my album, the Carter 5 or 6 was already done, but they wouldn't put it out. And I remember years, like 2000, what year was it? 2010, 2011, I think it was 2010, 2011, where Lupe was trying to get out of his contract, and he was fighting to get out of contracts. Like, stuff like that really bothers me. And it scares me to the point where it's like, yo, you sign a deal, you sign a 2-3 album contract, And on that last album deal, on the deal for the last project, something happens on your last project. It's done, but something happened. The label pissed off at you. Something happened. They not putting your project out. Like, yo, you telling your fam it's done, but I can't put it out. And you try to get out the contract. You tied up in all this legal stuff. You can't get out the contract. You know, there's some wild stuff. It's just, I don't have that kind of time. But I stress. I got a partner like this. He always asks me, like, why do I want to get signed? I'm like, he said, pretty much like, you like the independent grinder. I love it. He was like, he doesn't understand it. I'm like, because I feel like it's more freeing. It's more work, but it's more freeing. And you know where your money is going. You don't have to worry about who this guy is, who is this. You paying everybody, like you paying. Your manager gets a cut. The label gets a cut off top. Manager gets cut off top. Then you gotta pay producers. You gotta pay everybody. And then you probably list up with whatever left over. You know, that's how I think about it. I'm like, yo, I'd rather, you know, keep all my money myself. You know, pay for my video shoots, pay for my photography. You know, got a home studio, so I ain't paying for studio time. So all you doing is paying for beats and whatnot. And I look at when it comes to shows, independently, and if you find a venue that's affordable or a venue that doesn't charge you at all to use it, or whatever the case may be, because I've done venues that let you use their joint for free, but you pay for free. So you get what you pay for, but the case is the venues that you got to pay for, you get a little more bang for your buck. So, and some venues aren't that expensive. Some venues are not that expensive. Depends on the venue. But as long as you got a quality sound guy, quality setup, you're fine. And then if you're a draw, people pay to see you perform, and you selling tickets for however much, and you got like an opener, you got 2 opening acts, and let's just say, for example, you make almost $900, and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna pay my guy. I'm paying these. You pay your guys out. You know what I'm saying? And however much you want to pay them for their service for that night performance. So say you probably left over with like about 5 or 6 something left, but then you selling merch, so that bring you back up almost halfway to where you was at anyway. You know what I'm saying? So, especially if it's a good night, and that's all your money, and you can stash that back for a rainy day. I got a 9-to-5 job, and I'm making money off of it. I just did a banging show, you know, and I just paid my people off, I paid my opening day. That's a big payday for them. We're like, oh snap, that helps them, you know. Every artist want to eat. Every artist trying to get, you know, a paid gig, and you helping them out, and you know your money's going. So if something goes wrong, you ain't got to worry about it. Yo, where does money go? Where that money went? Where, you know, you ain't got to worry about that kind of stuff. You know, pretty much all your money is in house. Like, I keep my money off of merch. I keep my money off of this. The venue is already paid for. I paid for the venue out of my own pocket from a paycheck, and this money is mine right here, and all that. You know what I mean? And I said all that to say is, independent is pretty much a better grind for me. Like, I kind of like it. Like, it's better, and I've been pretty successful doing independent shows. Like me, Tude, Guy, Equinox. You know, the band that my boy Guy, we do pretty good. Like, we do pretty good. I mean, we ain't did shit during COVID, but I mean, Guy and Equinox, they've been killing it. They've been killing it in the city. Shouts out to them. And yeah, but I'm gonna close it like this. If you would have asked me, like I said, ask me do I want to sign to a label, get signed, I'll probably tell you at this point, no. Because the only way I'll sign to a label is, like I said, the circumstance got to be right. Like I said, I don't have anything against record labels. I'm just like, you know, it's like, ugh. If the circumstances, because a lot of people just want to get signed to a label, just say they signed to a label, and be sitting there on the shelf for like 3-4 years. Like, I thought you was signed to such and such. When your project coming out? Like, you just signed to a label and telling people you signed and don't nothing come from it. You know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck? And a lot of, like I said, people get signed to these labels and just be on the label. Like, it's like, I remember back in the day, it'd be like, such and such is signed to Young Money, but he is? I never knew. Then a year later, they're not on Young Money no more, or whatever the case may be. You know, I got dropped, man. It didn't work out, the label deal. They just decided to part ways with me. Like, damn, that shit sucks. But you know what I mean? But, and then you just back, it's like saying, like you see him back, and you see him like, man, I thought, what happened? Like, man, you know, it didn't work out, man. I've seen so many people on Facebook, on my Facebook timeline, people who get signed, and then it don't work out. Like, what? Yeah, it didn't work out, man. I had a deal didn't work out, yada, yada, yada. It's like, all right, that's cool. But they independent now, so they know. It's like, I guess it's the old saying, like, the grass ain't always green on the other side. So, in a nutshell, if you can do it on your own, stay independent. And let them come knocking on your door. Don't go looking for a deal, let the deal come looking for you. That's about it. Make sure you follow me on all social media platforms. Stream my music on all music streaming platforms. And in the comments, if there's anything you want me to talk about, let me know. I got you. My channel is back growing again. It's growing. I'm gaining my subscribers are going up. So, I'm out. Peace.